All right, so let's open the doors, everybody. Thank you so much to my wonderful co-host team. I greatly appreciate them as we're getting everything set and together and making sure everything is organized. Wallach didn't know we were as organized as we really are. So if you want to be organized, make sure that if you are here live with us, that you have the chat open, because we have a lot of information that we are sharing in the chat, including a retype of what Dr. Wallach is recommending for individuals when we get to the Q&A part of today's program on Daily with Doc. You can go ahead and take a screenshot of that. HIPAA restricts us from being able to let people download and save the chat. So if there's anything that you want to capture, make sure that you either do a screenshot or use your phone and take a picture of it for the protocol that Dr. Wallach is recommending. My name is Becca Dukes, and as the hostess of Daily with Doc, I welcome you to Daily with Doc. So glad that so many of you have been able to find us and you're here live with us in the Zoom room. If you are out in the lands of YouTube or Facebook or Rumble, and you would like to ask Dr. Wallach a question, come on over. The door is open. You can join us on dailywithdoczoom.com. Make sure that goes into the URL, not just a search, but in the URL, dailywithdoczoom.com. So we did get questions over here on YouTube, some of them that we're able to get to, other ones we're going to do some research, and we're going to take all of your comments and questions and help us to form new shows that are actually addressing the questions that are being asked. So we want to make sure that we're a resource to everyone and supplying information that is based on Dr. Wallach's research, and not just his research, but also taking that research and the formulas that came from that research and implementing them. He has done so much around the world where he has implemented what he talks about, and he continues to do it because he gets results, folks. Not only did he do the research, not only did he write a paper, but it's the solutions and the benefits that people keep continually receiving from following what he is recommending. I'm one of them, and because of the results that I received, that's why I'm here. I would not be doing this if I did not 100% with certainty believe in the product, believe in Dr. Wallach and his message, and believe that what happened for me can happen for you or someone you love as well. Now, we're all different. We're all different. And the FDA does require us to let you know that our products are not meant to treat, prevent, cure any diseases. This program is for educational information only and is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician. But folks, when you give the body what it needs instead of poisoning it with the wrong foods or chemicals, the body can do some amazing things. And even if it has had that decline and damage, in some cases, my case, I was able to work through it and now not have to deal with the things that I was dealing with, even the side effects. So I had to be very careful with my words. I'm looking at my co-hosts, I'm looking at their faces, so I know if I'm getting too far off. But folks, I am so excited because I am able to bring to you Dr. Wallach, who is one of the founding fathers of the science of epigenetics. And the reason why he's one of the founding fathers of the science of epigenetics is because of his research. It's because of his passion to find out why, in the beginning, animals were dying. Just all of a sudden, why animals were becoming extinct in different areas of the world. And he took that doctorate of veterinary medicine, he took that Bachelor of Science, and he married it with 3 postdoctorates of pathology to bring over 100 different published papers. And even more impressive, his thesis is a national treasure in the Smithsonian Museum. What is it? Diseases of exotic animals.
Yes.
It's like really thick. And I'm glad that it was not required reading for this position. I'm very glad of it. So thank you, Dr. Wallach. But folks, it's all that research in animals, mammals, reptiles. Is it birds? Let's just say birds.
Fish.
Yeah. Fish. All of those studies that he did and bringing them all together. And since we are all created and most of us have the brain, the heart, the lungs, a digestive system, there's a lot of things within this world that link. There's a lot of things that make everything work in like manner. And when he took the mammal part of it and all of the research that he had done in the pathology with the nutrients and what was missing and when different diseases were occurring or deaths from specific things were occurring, what were the common denominators? And then correlating that into the human world, and then taking his passion and going on to be a naturopathic physician so that he could, without somebody saying, well, you're just a vet, why would I listen to you? Folks, think about it. A veterinarian, his patients don't talk to him. They've got to figure it out. And the nice thing about it is Dr. Wallach not only figured it out, but he went on to make sure the information is available to all of us. And I love this. So I Like Pancakes came in, and I am sorry I had to have a little fun and say GF pancakes only, but they have written here in the comment in the chats, Dr. Wallach is also a founding father of modern day nutrition at a much higher level of understanding than any other scientist. Yes, I agree with that. Absolutely. So forgive me. I Like Pancakes for changing your name. So I just want to welcome everybody. I see people here from all around the United States, South Africa, my buddy Albert, way down in South Africa, and just everywhere, Arizona, Pennsylvania, California,
Australia,
Canada. Where was that, Doc?
Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah, we get people from all over the place, and I love it, Dr. Wallach. Even people with my same last name that I've never met. So welcome. And those of you who are out, welcome. Yes, thank you, Sportus. He's talking about wombats, Dr. Wallach. I think that's your favorite animal, right? A wombat. That's funny. Well, Dr. Wallach, yesterday we talked about the heart. We all have one. Today, let's talk about what's causing our hearts to break.
Okay, well, the heart, of course, like all other tissues, requires nutrition, requires oxygen, requires blood circulation. And it's very interesting. It has 4 chambers. It has connective tissue, valves, and ligaments and tendons, just like your joints, your body, that help get the blood going from these 4 different areas of the heart. And of course, when the blood comes back from your body to the heart, it's carrying all the nutrients that were digested in your digestive system. And then it goes to the lungs to get oxygen. And then the left ventricle pumps that oxygenated blood that's full of vitamins and minerals and proteins and stuff like that, essential fatty acids out to the rest of the body. People don't realize that all this mileage that goes on. I think, with the normal heart rate for a heart, the beating rate, at rest, you should be somewhere 30 or so, 30 to 50, and then working hard or working out or raking the lawn or harvesting corn or something like that, your heartbeat should be around 90. And we're talking, those are beats per minute. Those numbers are beats per minute. And per year, now just get me if I'm not correct here, Becca, I think each year, the average American heart beats 2.3 billion times a year. Is that correct?
2.3, 2.8, depends on which number you're looking at, whether you're looking at that 60, whether you're looking at that 90 beats per minute. Yes.
It's billion.
Billion with a B.
Per year. So if you live to be 50 years old, that's 100 billion times. If you live to be 100 years old, it's 1,000 billion times your heart beats. It never stops. When you're sleeping, it's working. When you're eating, it's working. When you're reading, it's working. When you're walking, it's working. When you're taking a shower, it's working. Okay. When you're having sex, it's working. Your heart is beating constantly. Now you think about that. And so it's kind of freaky when you sit down and you think, oh my gosh, the heart never stops. You don't want your heart to stop and rest because if it does, you're dead. Okay. You don't want to do that. And that's one of the, as Rebecca pointed out, it's universal amongst vertebrates. We're talking about mammals and reptiles and amphibians and fish and birds and stuff like that. They all have hearts. Okay. And so it's very, very important to understand the needs of the heart. The heart needs all 90 essential nutrients. It's a muscle. It requires oxygen, requires these nutrients, just like your liver does, just like your leg muscles do, just like your lungs do, just like your brain does. Your heart requires all this stuff too. And so if you're missing something that you might get away with for a while, that your skin requires, your heart's going to really not do well if you're missing those nutrients. Okay. And so it's one of those things where I've dealt with so many people around the world, as Rebecca points out. We're talking about just excluding the animals, just humans. I see in 80 different countries, okay, including all 50 states, United States, and all the provinces in Canada and Australia, New Zealand, the Philippines, and so forth, Africa, the continent, South America, Australia, New Zealand. I literally see through the written word and through what we're doing now, okay, through Zooms and so forth. I used to do it. I'd be on the road 300 days out of the year, going from place to place to place to place to place. But the Zoom thing has really expanded that. And so I'm really communicating with thousands of people an hour per day. Okay, even when I'm sleeping at night, my night is their daytime. And so they're getting the Zooms that has been recorded and so forth. And the beat goes on. Okay, so this is something that we continuously learn. And of course, I've dealt with so many wonderful stories of famous people, athletes and politicians and researchers and so forth, both males and females, all ages. And if I may, I'll name a few. Can I name a few, Becca?
You can name a few.
Okay, let me name about a half a dozen. Kelly Herron, most people never hear me talk about her. She was a teenager. When I met her, she came to one of our meetings in Tennessee, and she was a basketball player, 6 foot tall girl. And she was a basketball player at the University of Tennessee, and her right shoulder was just osteoporosis, arthritis. She couldn't even lift the basketball. So we got her on the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, which we had started for Theo Ratliff. And in 2 months' time, she came back and she became an All-American basketball player in the women's league. Okay, I was so very proud of her. Then, let's see here, Pastor Mike Freeman. This guy was 30-something years old. He was in a coma for 6 weeks in a hospital. They gave him only hours or maximum days to live. And he didn't have a G tube. He didn't have an IV on him. They just took all the equipment off of him and said, he's goner. And so he had one of our great distributors up there in Baltimore, Maryland, who was in his church, Linda Tyler, and his wife, rub our plant minerals, just liquid plant minerals on him. And in 3 days' time, he wakes up, he shaves, okay, he goes to his church's TV and radio studios. He tells his story about waking up from the coma over and over and over and over for 12 hours. And fortunately, he recorded it. We made a wonderful tool out of it, telling his story about just rubbing the minerals on his skin, which he absorbed almost like intravenously. Okay. And so we were able to rub those minerals on him. So we have the tool in the form of a CD and a DVD. It's called Praise the Lord and Pass the 90. I love that one. And then, of course, let's see here, Danny Glover, great movie star. Okay. He was born with, let's see here, epilepsy, seizures, all kinds of stuff. And we got him on the same program that we had for Theo Ratliff. And within weeks, he was getting better. Within months, he was cured. And he wrote the last chapter in my newest book, The Wallach Revolution. Okay. Danny Glover, very proud of that. And then, let's see here, Pat Boone, great singer and movie star. Okay, he had arthritis, disabling, and he was just not able to work anymore. And we gave him the program for Theo Ratliff, and he came back in weeks and months, and he's out there. He's in his 80s now, just going crazy hard working. And he had a new movie come out just sort of towards the end of last year. Okay, which I haven't seen yet, but I'm going to here before we get to the summertime. And so, at any rate, he wrote the foreword for the book, The Wallach Revolution. Pat Boone, two great guys. And then Theo Ratliff, a great basketball player, 7 foot tall. Becca's got some pictures of he and I standing together. It's really hilarious. Here's this guy, 7'2", and I'm 5'4", something like that. And it's a great picture. Okay. Anyway, we got him going. And he made over $100 million when his career was over. All the doctors said his career is over. There's nothing we can do for him. And they took his contracts away from the basketball teams and all that kind of stuff. Well, he got all of that back. And he was one of the most consistent and shot blockers and also for scores. And then we have Evander Holyfield, great heavyweight boxer, lost his heavyweight championship because he had a heart attack in the break between the 11th and 12th round of his defense of his championship against Michael Moore. We got him on the program, rebuilt him. He came back in about 9 months later and really beat up Mike Tyson, who's one of the toughest heavyweight boxers ever. Beat up Mike Tyson, got his championship back. Now, who comes back from a near-death heart attack and beats a Mike Tyson in a heavyweight championship fight? Only the people who are on the 90 essential nutrients. And then Jerry
Dr.
Lewis.
Wallach,
What? Yes.
he had a heart attack. What causes heart attacks? Because we're talking about what causes your heart to break. And that's what I'm talking about, folks.
Okay. Well,
We're
he had a
talking
heart-
about. Go ahead.
He had a heart attack because for whatever reason, he wasn't taking all the nutrition he was supposed to. So his heart muscles weren't getting what they needed. He had some blockages in his arteries. Okay. He had blood clots. All that was going on at the same time. And so that's why he had the heart attack. These were all nutritional deficiency problems. Just eating a steak every day it doesn't give you all the nutrients you need. And he wasn't taking everything he needed. Well, he was after he had the heart attack. We got him going. He came back and he won. He beat Mike Tyson, and he's what should I say? He still goes to boxing matches all over the world, but he boxed for, I don't know, another 10 years after he had the heart attack. Really a great guy. The last one I want to talk about is Jerry Lewis and Jerry's kids from muscular dystrophy. It's supposed to be a genetically transmitted disease. It's a very simple nutritional deficiency disease. And we proved it, Jerry Lewis. We were working with a Navy SEAL in many states, United States, and also in Europe. We're curing these kids with muscular dystrophy. And Jerry agreed. We had all these doctors test them again and biopsy, and no, they didn't have muscular dystrophy anymore. And so Jerry went to the meeting of the Mississippi Association in September of 2011. Then it was September 4th. And they fired him, put a gag order on him so he couldn't say anything because they didn't want to hear that we had found the cure. What? They didn't want to hear that we had found the cure. All right. And so, what should I say? They took his, well, they just fired him. And then the next day they shut down the telethon. They ended the telethon. And they had raised $2.6 billion for the Mississippi Association to do the research to find the cure, which we did. You don't hear about Mississippi anymore. You don't hear about sudden death syndrome anymore.
And none of their dollars went towards your research.
That's correct.
Which found the cure.
That's correct.
And that story right in itself.
We had to sell our farms to get the money to pay for the research and sue the FDA to get these nutrients put into baby formulas.
Yeah, that's just heartbreaking because you trust in an association like that they truly are doing what they are collecting the money for. And then to find out that you and Marvin took that information that actually did help kids and find the cause and cure of what they were collecting money for.
Yeah.
So I have a really hard time, Dr. Wallach, myself personally, donating to big organizations like that, where especially their CEOs and their VPs and their presidents and all of them are making millions. I have a hard time with that. So why not take that money, folks, and invest it in your own health, in your own communities, and make a difference, truly make a difference in a positive way. So Dr. Wallach, you mentioned the heart is a muscle.
Yes.
What does it take to support muscle?
Well, it takes the 90 essential nutrients, 60 minerals.
And what are they?
60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 omega-3 fatty acids. And then, of course, we learned that sometimes when you're doing extra hard work like the heart does, it needs more. So we came out with the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, which has 215 nutrients, the core of which is still the 90. Okay. So at the very least, your heart needs the 90. But I like to give it more. You know, it's kind of like you give it that plus because you want it to work. And I want to take just 2 or 3 minutes, if I may, and talk about one of the longest lived people here, Jean Calment from France. Okay, let me just spend a little bit of time on her because she talks about her heart. Okay, Miriam Jean Louise Calment, who has the longest confirmed human lifespan, 122 years, 164 days. Okay, let's see here. Her fate was approved by the way she lived her life. She was born in Arles, France, near a delta of their big river. Okay, and so back in those days, 1875, when she was born, they're still putting wood ashes, which are minerals, into their gardens and into their food and so forth. Okay, and the Eiffel Tower was built when she was 14. It was at this time, she meant Vincent van Gogh. And she said, I'm quoting her now, he was dirty, badly dressed, and let's see here, disagreeable. Okay. When she was 85, she took fencing, you know, sword fighting, and still rode her bike to and from the classes. And when she reached 100, she's still riding her bike. At 114, she starred in a film that talked about her life. Okay. At age 115, she had a hip surgery, which I'm really sorry about. And at age 117, she gave up smoking, which I'm glad about. And she started smoking at the age of 21 in 1896. She didn't give it up for health reasons. She just didn't like to ask people to light up her cigarette for her because it made funny faces. Okay, just lastly, let's see here. Okay, I'm going to jump to the next page here and give some of her rules of life, because this has to do with her heart. Okay, Here are the rules of life for Jean Calment, who died at 122 years, 164 days. She loved red wine, great antioxidant. Even Jesus drank red wine. Even Moses drank red wine every day. Okay. And she says, all babies are beautiful. And she said, people always ask me what I'm going to die from, and I think I'm going to die from laughter. Okay. Let's see here. I have only one wrinkle, and she says, I'm sitting on it every day. I never wear mascara. If you can't change something, don't worry about it. Move on. Always keep your smile. And as she says, I think that explains my long life, as I'm smiling all the time. Let's see here. I have legs of iron. Okay, I'll tell you, I have legs of iron, but to tell you the truth, they're starting to get weak and rust. Okay, I'm just so glad. She says, I'll give you her last statement. She said, being young is a state of mind, and it doesn't depend on one's body. I'm actually still a young girl in my mind. It's just that I haven't looked that way for the last 70 years. Okay, at any rate, she was getting these wood ashes. I got wood ashes in my garden. I got wood ashes in my soup. I got wood ashes in my stew. I got wood ashes in my, what should I say, tomato soup and tomato juice and stuff like that. We were getting wood ashes when I was a kid because I was a very sick boy and I was not going to make it. Okay, the doctors told my family I was not going to make it. But doing what we did correctly, he got rid of all my health problems. And here I am now. In 3 weeks' time, I'll be 84. I'm just very excited about that. And that's just the beginning.
Sorry, Doc. It's 5 weeks.
Oh, 5 weeks. Oh, okay.
I'm going to make you wait a couple more weeks.
Okay.
And then we'll celebrate.
Okay. Okay. So
all right. Well, thank you so much for that, Dr. Wallach. And folks, our heart is so very important. Without our heart, the blood would not pump through the body.
And it's bringing oxygen, it's bringing food and nutrients to every cell in your body.
So if the nutrients are not going in, Dr. Wallach, what is the blood pumping through the body?
Well, bad stuff. Okay, if you're eating bad stuff, it's pumping bad stuff to itself and the rest of the body, because it's pumping not only to the body, but it's pumping to itself. All the nutrition that's coming, or all the stuff that's coming from your digestive system, absorption, is coming into the heart. The heart skims off what it wants, okay, and sends the rest out to the body. Okay, now if it's only bad stuff you're getting, the heart's helpless there.
Okay, so when somebody they've been told that they have calcification within their heart, what bad stuff would have caused that?
Okay, well,
or is it just the lack of not having enough of the good stuff?
It's a combination of both. Okay, calcification is caused by inflammation of valves of the heart and tendons of the heart and the muscles of the heart. And it's kind of like, when you're playing football and you get a bruise, oh yeah, I got calcification in my thigh muscles. Well, the same thing happens to the heart, okay? And if you're not getting good stuff coming in to the heart, the 90 essential nutrients, bad things happen to the heart, just like it happens to your hips, and your legs, and your back, and your shoulders, and your neck, and your jaw muscles, and your calves, and your toes, and your fingers. Because again, it's very interesting when you think about it. The heart valves, okay, which close the valves, so when the heart contracts, the blood goes this direction. When they open up and it contracts, the blood goes that direction. And the heart knows all this stuff. It's kind of interesting that the heart knows all this stuff, and it's got these connective tissue tendons and ligaments, and it's got the valves, which are made out of the same thing, these tendons and connective tissue and ligaments. So when you're taking the collagen peptides for your knees and your hips and your vertebrae, guess what? You're also taking it for very, very serious structures in your heart. So this is why the people who, which I say back in the old days, lived on wood ashes, and even the slaves lived longer than the plantation owners. The plantation owners would die in their 40s and 50s because all they ate was steaks for breakfast and dinner and lunch. okay, because they wanted to be like the rich Europeans. Whereas the slaves, they were getting the heart, the lungs, the liver, where all the trace minerals were stored in the liver. And the slaves were living to be 70, 80, 90, 100. Uncle Tom, Uncle Remus, they're living to be 110, 120. And the plantation owners are dying in their 40s, 50s, and 60s because all they're eating is meat. They weren't getting any of the nutrients.
Which brings me to the keto diet, Dr. Wallach, because it's high in fats, moderate proteins, and low carbohydrates. Now, it has been proven time and time when done right to be the perfect diet. And especially for those that are dealing with blood sugar issues or with overweight. I was overweight. And whenever I was working on my migraines, it just so happened I lost weight and I was no longer anemic. And I was just working on my migraines, Dr. Wallach, my body pain. So I think it's pretty cool how everything within the body is connected. And when you give nutrition here, it just electrifies the whole entire body and lets the body just start to live again.
Well, and again, it depends on where the plants were grown, because plants don't make minerals. They only need 3 minerals, plants do. And so that's all there's there. That's all you're going to get. You're going to be missing 57. Okay. So somebody could eat the same diet you're eating and they'll die in their 30s from a heart attack, even though they're eating the exact same diet you're eating, because they're eating food that grew someplace else. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you have to be careful what you say there, because the keto diet is good because that's going to help you lose weight, but you still need the 90 essential nutrients to guarantee. Do you put dirt from Texas in your car and hope that there's oil in there? No.
No, I don't. But that's the done right part, Dr. Wallach. When keto done right, and done right is when you're adding in the 90 essential nutrients.
There you go.
See?
There you go. People have to hear that piece. They also have to take the 90 essential nutrients along with the keto diet. You just can't eat the keto diet. Well, she said just eat the keto diet. That's why I died. Why am I here, God?
No, the keto diet is actually pretty lousy when it comes to nutrition. I mean, it's really lousy, especially if you're doing dirty keto. So there's a difference between clean keto, dirty keto. One is going to destroy the heart. The other one's going to help build the heart. So let's build the heart, Dr. Wallach. Let's make sure that we are doing the keto 90 version of the keto diet.
There you go.
And yes, you can get more information about that, folks. Just go to dailywithdoc.com. Use that, contact us. I am putting up and actually you're going to find an article on our website about the keto diet the pharmacist Ben put together. And I'm going to be putting more information about how you can do the keto 90 and implement it into your own life to, one, give the body what it needs, and two, cut out all the things it doesn't need so that the body can utilize what it does need in the most effective manner.
Well said.
It's pretty simple. It's really simple. And I'm doing it from my own experience and the experience of many of those that I have been able to surround myself as a certified holistic health coach, as an associate, proud associate with Longevity, Dr. Wallach, the company that you founded that is now ran by your amazing eldest son and his wife, Michelle. I'm just so honored, Dr. Wallach, that we're able to have 100% certainty in you, in the products, and in the company.
Well, thank you.
It's a win-win-win.
Yeah, it's a win-win-win. Of course, we're working on a project right now that's going to bring 70 more countries to us. Okay, so I'm very excited about that. And I don't know if it's going to take 3 weeks or 3 months, but we're working on it. And it's kind of a done deal, but you have to put all the pieces in place to deal with 70 countries at the same time.
Yeah, there's a lot of creative shipping options that have to go into place for that one, Dr. Wallach, which, folks, if you are listening to this program and you're in another country or you know people in another country, don't let that stop you from sharing this information with them. Don't let that stop you. because they need it as well. And if you have somebody, if you want to share it with, and you have not worked with anybody within the longevity company, you have not purchased products, you have not spoken to anybody, feel free to go to the website dailywithdoc.com. We are here for those that are not currently working with somebody. If you are currently working with somebody, that's fantastic. That means our message is being spread and received. We're here for everybody, but get back with the person that you've been working with and let them know how you're doing. Stay in contact with them. And as new products are coming out, or if you still have something that you're working on, that person that you've been working with can help make recommendations to help tweak what you're doing so that you can also find optimal health. Dr. Wallach, we kind of took a long introduction here, and we've got several hands up. We've got several questions. So let's go ahead and go to the first hand that is up, and hopefully she can unmute today. She was on with us yesterday. If you're here live with us and you would like to ask Dr. Wallach a question, go to that Zoom menu, click reactions and raise hand. That is how you raise your hand when you're in a Zoom meeting. And then I see them in the order that they were raised, unless you're the host who is always at the top. So we are going to go to the first hand that I did see raised, and that is Ms. Lewis. Ms. Lewis, go ahead and unmute your beautiful self, please. Uh-oh. Where did she go? Is she still there? Okay, because I asked to unmute and then she disappeared.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
push-
right.
There you go.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I have a friend who has ITP, which is idiopathic immune thrombi. I can't pronounce it. And she has been told that she can't take vitamins. They destroyed her immune system by giving her prednisone drug.
Prednisone,
Yeah. And of course, she's afraid to take vitamins now. Her doctor told her not to take them.
Okay, the first thing she needs to do is find another doctor.
Yeah, right.
Okay, because it's like a doctor saying, no more oxygen for you. No more oxygen for you. Oxygen is bad for you. You're going to rust like iron. Okay.
Yeah.
You wouldn't listen to a doctor who says stupid stuff like that. So if a doctor says, don't take any vitamins and minerals, find a different doctor. Okay. And of course, you can look at our stuff also. And then you said she has idiopathic what? I didn't get what the disease was.
Well, it's idiopathic immune and it's thrombocytopenia.
Thrombocytopenia?
Yeah, are you familiar with that?
Yeah, that's blood clots. Okay. It's blood clots in the blood vessels. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So do you know how much she weighs?
I don't really know. She's just kind of average height and weight and in her 60s.
Okay, well, let's just say per 100 pounds of body weight. Okay, let's go per 100 pounds of body weight. She needs to get rid of all the bad foods. No fried foods, no processed meats. We're talking about bacon, ham, bologna, salami, pastrami, pepperoni, jerky, corned beef, spam. All that's got to go. Hot dogs all got to go.
Excuse me a minute. I've just wondered what I can say to her to help her.
I'm telling you what to say.
Okay, but she
got to do it all. She can't just take.
She can't just take vitamins.
You can't just take vitamin C. This is a bigger project than that. Okay, so you got to give her all the bad stuff. Yeah, everybody says, well, just make it easy. Tell me which vitamin to take. No, it doesn't work that way.
Well, she's been told not to take vitamins.
Okay, well, she's got to change. Wait a minute. This is the 5th time we've said that. We don't need to say it over and over and over and over and over. You're wasting your time and my time. Okay.
Yeah.
She needs to change doctors. Okay. Now, she needs to get rid of all the bad stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, barley, rye, oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet ones got to go. And also carbonated water, because they neutralize stomach acid. So you cannot digest food or absorb minerals without stomach acid. Then let's say per 100 pounds of body weight, I want her to have 1 healthy brain and heart pack per month, a full dose of everything a day. So it'd be a half a dose of breakfast, half a dose of dinner time. She weighs 150 pounds and she needs 2 healthy brain and heart packs, full dose of breakfast, full dose of dinner time. I also wanted to take our Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. It's 3 words, Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. She needs 2 bottles a month of those. So you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner time. And they're going to support and promote healthy blood flow through blocked arteries in the brain, the heart, the kidneys, the liver, the muscles, every place, all over the place, and including the digestive system. And I also wanted to have our, what we call the gallbladder in a bottle. It's our ultimate enzymes. I wanted to take 2 or 3 of those, say 5 or 10 minutes for each meal. So she needs 2 bottles a month of our ultimate enzymes. And that's going to help her absorb all the nutrients so all her organs and things will work properly. And let's see here. Then to support her immune system, I also wanted to take our I-26. I wanted to take 3 doses a day, a dose of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I like the chewables. I take 3 of those at lunchtime. I take 3 of the chewables at lunchtime. They're soft chewables. They're not crackly chewables. They taste like vanilla ice cream. Little kids love them, so nobody can object to taking them. I-26, and it will support the immune system. Okay. And let's see here, Becca, did I leave something out?
No, you didn't leave anything out, Dr. Wallach, but I did want to add something.
Okay.
So, folks, the body needs nutrients to build cells. It's continually going to build cells. So if it's not getting nutrients, are the cells going to remain the same or get worse? That's what I would present to her, Ms. Lewis. Say the body is made of minerals. It needs nutrients. Does it make sense to you for the doctor to say, don't take any nutrients?
No, that's
and
why
expect to get better?
Dr. Wallach about that. I know it, but to convince her is something else.
Well, the thing is to show her that she needs to think for herself. Does it make sense to starve your body from nutrition and expect to get better? It didn't to me.
Well, here's where the books and the CDs come in. If she's a CD listener, she has a CD player in her car, you get her some of the CDs, like Hell's Kitchen. If she doesn't have a CD player, get her the book, Hell's Kitchen. It goes from the transference of wood and coal as fuel. We're putting the wood ashes into our food and soup. You're probably old enough to remember wood ashes going into the food and our soup and stew and cereal in the morning and all kinds of stuff, because wood ashes were minerals that didn't burn. Plants are like 95% minerals and 2 or 3% other stuff. Okay. And when you burn the other stuff, the thing that's left as ashes is the minerals. And this is why Jean Calment lives to be 122 years, 164 days, because she is, I guarantee you, there by that delta of the river, she's getting the minerals from the river there, but she was also getting wood ashes back 200 years ago. She's getting wood ashes in her food. And this is where people, how many wood ashes are in your house when you use electricity? None. So it's imperative that you consciously, proactively take these supplements, including all 60 essential minerals, to make sure you're getting what you need for your body to maintain itself, repair itself, perform properly, especially the heart and the brains and your immune system, your kidneys, your liver, all that stuff, your digestive system, lungs. I mean, you think about it. Think how complicated the human body is, all the different tasks that it does to bring you along and everything. And for a doctor to say, don't take vitamins, find a different doctor.
So, Ms. Lewis, you got the message. You figured it out. What did you hear that helped you? It's like, what made that light switch turn on for you?
Well, I was sort of brought up eating good food, and somebody's at my door. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so
God
much.
bless.
All right, Dr. Wallach, let's go ahead and go to the next hand that is up, and Ruth Ellen. Go ahead and unmute yourself, please.
Hello. Hi, Dr. Wallach. Okay,
Hi.
I have a question on YouTube and I'm gonna have to scroll a little bit. So, because it came in several places. So Renee is asking, any thoughts on root cause of hyperhidrosis, excessive sweating? My husband's friend apparently has this condition, never heard of it. Blood sugar imbalance, question mark. So that's a question. And then she says, we asked if she had other issues. Thank you, Sportus, for that. She said he's 5'9", 175 pounds, acid reflux, I'm sorry. And she's not sure about ringing in the ears or anything like that. So that's all the information we have. Is he has that condition, that's his height and weight, and he has acid reflux as well.
And hyperhidrosis, sweating a lot.
Yes.
Okay. And so you have to appreciate that this can be a skin issue. This could be a blood vessel issue. Okay. This can be a biochemical issue. And so this guy, he's got to get rid of all the bad foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, brown, rye, oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet one's got to go. And then I would also have him get a hair analysis. Let's see if he's absorbing. Okay. He may not be absorbing nutrition here very well. Okay. If he's eating gluten, okay, no wheat, brown, rye, oats. Okay. No buckwheat, all that's got to go. But I would definitely get a hair analysis so we find out whether he's absorbing. Are there any toxic minerals in there like lead and mercury and uranium and stuff like that? And then I would have this guy at 175 pounds take 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month, photos, everything twice a day. I would also have him take the MSM, take 3 of those at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That'll be 2 bottles a month to support and promote maintenance repair, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between vertebrae, bone mix, bone itself, including the bone marrow. Then it needs the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. There's 3 words, Ultimate Daily Classic tablets, to support healthy blood flow and healthy blood pressure. Okay. And then because you got the reflux.
Keep going, Doc. We can't hear it.
Okay. But I had to shut it off. Okay. And I needed to see here, the reflux, the ultimate enzymes, take 2 or 3 of those, say 5 or 10 minutes for each meal to help absorb food and so forth, and digest food and so forth. And then the rebound or sports drink, go ahead and get a rebound. And 175 pounds, he could have 2 or 3 rebounds a day. We have the sticks. There's 30 sticks in a box. We have the canister. It's 36 servings in the canister. We do have the cans, or 12-ounce cans, 12 in a case. But the cans do have carbonation in them. So I like to pop the tops on 2 cans every night, put them in the refrigerator. I'll drink 1 with breakfast. I will also have a half of 1 at lunch, and then the other half of the second one I will drink in the afternoon. So I'm kind of keeping my energy up for all the stuff that's going on in the afternoon. Okay. And so we're covering digestion, we're covering nutrients, and so forth. And let's see here. And we're covering getting away from the bad foods, and get that hair analysis so we know what's going on with the digestion, absorption, all that kind of stuff. Okay.
Thank you so much.
You bet. Yeah. Call us every couple of weeks.
All right. Thank you, Ruth Ellen. And next, let's go to Rob. Rob, go ahead and unmute yourself. You're on live with Dr. Wallach.
Here I am. I forgot what my name was for a second.
I didn't.
Thanks, Becca. Hi, Doc.
Hey.
Yeah, I just want to say that just as long as we're talking about doctors, not only find better doctors, but we have to become our own doctors. Okay. And you've been leading the way for us for so long. Thank you very much for that. Learning something new every single day. So, Doc, anyways, my question is your recommendations for Lyme disease. Tick season's coming up in Canada, but I have a person in Texas that is battling it right now.
Okay.
So
we only have a few moments here because I got to run here.
Okay.
So when you have Lyme disease, there's 2 possibilities. One is you have Lyme disease. The other one is the doctor doesn't know what you got, and he's saying you got Lyme disease, so he doesn't say I don't know. Okay.
Mhm.
And so those are 2 possibilities. And so they need to get rid of all the bad foods to maximize absorption. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no butter, no oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. You support the immune system by taking per 100 pounds of body weight 1 healthy brain and heart pack per month per 100 pounds of body weight. And then you need the MSM, take 2 bottles a month there, take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, or dinner time, and they support and promote maintenance repair, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone makes bone itself, including the bone marrow, which makes white blood cells and antibodies to defend you. Okay. And then I also want this guy or person, was male or female, to take
Email.
let's see here, 2 droppers full or colloidal silver when they wake up in the morning, 2 droppers full or colloidal silver under the tongue, to say 5 or 10 minutes before breakfast, 5 or 10 minutes before lunch, 5 or 10 minutes before dinner time, and again, 5 or 10 minutes before bedtime. And I go through 2 bottles a month of our colloidal silver to pull that off. Now, colloidal silver was used as our antibiotic of choice for thousands and thousands and thousands of years until penicillin came along. The doctors love penicillin, but penicillin only kills certain types of bacteria. Okay, it only kills the gram-positive bacteria like Staphylococcus and Streptococcus. That's it. Colloidal silver kills all viruses, bacteria, fungus, and yeast. Huh, what about that?
Bingo.
Okay, no more Lyme disease.
Great. Thank you, Doc.
Okay, keep us informed.
All right, thank you so much, Rob and Dr. Wallach. It is 12:51, so I don't think we have enough time for one more hand. But we do have more hands up. We have more questions. Folks, yes, Garden River Flower, Doc needs his own podcast. That is in the making. And we do have this program here for you Monday through Friday from 12 to 12:50 Pacific time, PM. You can find Dr. Wallach and all of our programs that we have done on Rumble. Look for Critical Health News. On YouTube, Critical Health News, at least the ones that they haven't removed for whatever they choose to remove it from. And the same goes with Facebook. Look for Critical Health. So send us a message. Go to our website, dailywithdoc.com, and let us know what is your favorite platform that you go to when you are looking for information. We want to know, we want to make sure that we are getting the information out there where people are looking. And if you don't tell us where you're looking, then we don't know exactly where we should be. We want to be everywhere, but we want to pick the most important places first. And that's where you are, because you are important. My name is Becca Dukes. I am proud and humbly honored to be the hostess of this program, Daily with Doc. And I am even more humbly honored to have co-hosts that help me with this program. We have Ruth Ellen Sanchez, who's like, we're joined at the hip. Whatever I can't do, she can. Whatever she can't do, I can. And it just is a perfect pair, but we can't do everything. And I love the fact that we're able to call upon Phyllis Anderson, who has been with Youngevity, one of the longest standing associates within Youngevity, who has even more knowledge than her husband. I love you, Andy. And we have Sherry Browning, who has been a health coach with and certified health coach, but took our certified holistic health coach course through the Institute of a Holistic Health and learned more about nutrition than she had in her other coaching program. And now she's taking both of those and putting them to work, and just excited with the ability to really, really help people, because now she has the solutions. And Youngevity, folks, is a solution that continues time and time and time again to provide results. And the same with Marilyn Pazera-Spear. She just has a heart and passion for people. I love it that she is, like Dr. Wallach, a researcher. She loves to go deep on stuff and help people. So folks, do you have any of these characteristics? Do you like to help people? Do you like to research? Do you like to do computer geeky stuff? Do you like to talk in front of people, do videos, be goofy, be serious, technical skills, need to make an extra income? Get back with the person that shared this program with you. there is a place within the longevity family for you. And that's exactly what we are. We are a family. We are communities helping communities build a stronger world. Until next time, thank you so much for joining us here on Daily with Doc. If you are not working with anybody, if you have never spoken to anybody about longevity, about Dr. Wallach, you have not purchased products from anybody, and you were not referred to somebody to this program to watch it, because if you were, you better get back with them or else they'll be mad at me. And I don't like my friends mad at me. So please get back with the person that invited you to watch this program. If there's nobody to thank, I have a call team standing by at 855-949-3377. Or you can go to our website, dailywithdoc.com. Use that contact us. Send us an email. I am going through and getting to emails in the order that they're received. And I have a team that we're going through those with me, because we want to make sure we're meeting people where they're at and helping people achieve what they want to achieve in life, whether it's health, financial, or being part of a community. Until next time, bye for now.